Hey chat, you wanna hear my most underrated movie series? Fantastic Four. Guys, this makes perfect sense, right? Ridiculous Six. Chat, this makes perfect sense to you, right? I would never lie to you. Magnificent Seven, I need therapy. Hateful Eight, and then 9. It's just 9. We all need therapy. The entire Ocean series. Fantastic Four 1. If there is a Chris in it, then that's what we're doing. No, why would you ask if the carbon monoxide leak is happening in my thing again? Fantastic Four 2. So everyone else needs therapy. This is the face of a woman you can trust. Trust me. Okay, so the paths are the same but different. Exactly. Guys, this makes perfect sense to you, right? Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. You can trust me. I've never done anything wrong. Chat, this whole thing makes perfect sense to you, right? Ted Lasso actually goes into Ocean's 8. This is the multiverse, the Chrisverse. I need to have like living proof and write this down. Okay, wait. Where's my MS Paint? I gotta get MS Paint up for this. It's fine, it's fine. There's no flaws in the timeline. I've never done anything wrong. Wait, let me get my gun up. I'm dying, my stomach hurts, I'm laughing. Oh, why am I facing all the way over there? I don't understand what's happening, but it's okay. Hi everybody, welcome in. I am your hostess, evening, this afternoon, this morning, this time zone, Junie / June / Jun / Bunny / Bun / whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. And hi everybody, welcome in. How is everybody doing tonight? Welcome in everybody. We're gonna be playing Security Breach today. So before anything, I want to do some chatting, and if you're on the Discord, you probably saw the discussion that I wanted to have. Hey chat, you want to hear my most underrated movie series? I have to preface this with, I actually have seen all of these movies. Okay, so, the most underrated movie series of all time, right? Fantastic Four, Ridiculous Six, Magnificent Seven, Hateful Eight, and then 9. It's just 9. There's no, like, verb before it, adjective before it. Just 9. Just the number 9. Because there's Fantastic Four. There's not a 5th one. They just, like, skipped right over 5. I don't know why, but they seem to skip right over 5. And then they made the Ridiculous Six with Adam Sandler, and then they made the Magnificent Seven with Chris Pratt, and then they made the Hateful Eight with Samuel Jackson and the other guys. And then they had 9, which was animated. And I find it really weird it was animated because all of the other ones are all like live action, and the 9 isn't live action, but that's my favorite underrated movie series. I bet you guys didn't know that they were related. Wait, does this also— yes, Ocean's 11, yes! You understand me, Prism, the entire Ocean series is also in the series. And I'm totally not making this up. I would never make something up. I would never lie to chat like this. I would never lie to chat like this. I would never lie to you guys. You guys know that, right? I would never lie to you. And so when I say that the best movie series ever is Fantastic Four, Ridiculous Six, Magnificent Seven, Hateful Eight, 9, and also all of the Oceans movies are in the same universe. Oceans 10, Oceans 11, Oceans 13, and the other ones are all in the same exact universe. And you have to watch them in order. Who are you lying to? No one. I would never lie. I have never lied a day in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. I would never lie. But seriously, okay. Chat, I'm right. The best movie series, the most underrated movie series of all time. Yeah, so they're all in the same exact universe. I don't know why they've remade Fantastic Four, but not remade the other ones, because they've remade Fantastic Four like 3 times. So movie marathon win, I think that would take a really long time, because I think that you have to watch through all of them, all of the Fantastic Four movies, and there's like 6 of them, I think. Hi Eclipse, welcome in, how you doing? There's like 6 Fantastic Four movies, if I remember correctly, because there's the one with Chris Evans, right? Yeah, Chris Evans. Because there's the Chris Evans Fantastic Four. Yeah, and there's the, there we go. No weighing? Yeah, I would say some of the Fantastic Four movies aren't horrible, but they are not good, still entertaining. I think they're good. But yeah, Fantastic Four. There's like 6 Fantastic Four movies, right? So I propose you watch all of the Fantastic Four movies, and I'm not sure which continuation the other movies go off of on the first one. I'm not sure which one they like follow yet. Like, I don't know if they follow the Chris Evans one, or, like, if they follow the one that came before that, or if they follow the second one. Hi, Dizzy, look, what are you doing? Or, like, which one they follow. Junie is on? I am! Hi, Dizzy, how are you doing today? But you guys know what I mean? Like, okay, there's 6 Fantastic Four movies, so which one is the continuation for Ridiculous 6, Magnificent 7, Hateful Eight, the new movie? Okay, wait, where's my MS Paint? I gotta get MS Paint up for this. I have to get MS Paint up for this. I need to write this down. I need to have, like, living proof and write this down. Oh my god, wait, where is it? Game Capture, MS Paint. How this is going to go is Fantastic Four, and then Fantastic Four. Wait, which one are we gonna say it is? Is it Fantastic Four 2024? Or is it, I'd assume it would be after the second one. That's why they didn't make a 5th movie and name. Then the rest of yes, Prezov, you're so smart. Yes, that makes so much sense. Why did they just say that when they released the movies? That makes so much sense. And then it goes Fantastic Four 2, Chris Evans, because that's how we're distinguishing some things, is Chris Evans. If there is a Chris in it, then that's what we're doing. We're distinguishing them by the Chris's that are in the movies. So, Fantastic Four 1, Fantastic Four 2, and then it goes to, this is technically, I'm actually gonna write this. How do I move this? Here, okay, technically the 5th movie. So, Fantastic Four 2 is technically the 5th movie, right? And then, I hope you're enjoying these terrible, crazy rantings I'm doing right now. So, Fantastic Four 1, Chris Evans. Fantastic Four 2, Chris Evans. And then, it goes to the Ridiculous 6 with Adam Sandler and Chris. I'm sure that there's a Chris in it, but I don't know his name. I'm sure that there's a Chris in the Ridiculous 6. This is the multiverse, the Chrisverse. Ridiculous 6. All I remember is Adam Sandler and Taylor Lautner in it. And Taylor Lautner, plays this, like, crazy kid who they try to kill, and he can't die because he's so stupid, he just can't die, and that's, like, his whole thing, is, like, he can't die because he's so stupid, and his oxygen doesn't go to his brain. It's actually a really funny movie. But oxygen doesn't go to his brain, and so he has to, actually, you know what, we're just gonna say Chris Taylor Lautner. That's Taylor Lautner's new name, is Chris Taylor Lautner. I bet you guys didn't know. Chris is actually Taylor Lautner's first name. I bet you guys didn't know that. This is the Chrisverse, the official guide to the Chrisverse movies. Here we go. Fantastic Four 1, Chris Evans. Fantastic Four 2, Chris Evans. I think Junie's first name is Chris. No, it's just Chris. It's not Christina, it's just Chris. It's Chris Uni. Junie / June / Jun / Bunny / Bun / whatever you want to call me. Just call me Chris Uni. Taylor, not very much. They're exactly lucky. Fantastic Four 2, Chris Evans. Technically the 5th movie. And then it goes The Ridiculous 6 with Adam Sandler and Chris Taylor Lautner. And then it goes The Magnificent 7. Okay, wait, I didn't put this in the right place. The Magnificent 7. Oh, that's really big. The Magnificent 7. What did I write this in? 22? The Magnificent 7 with Crisp Rat. With Crisp Rat. And then it goes Hateful 8. It's all canon. It is all canon. That's how this works. With Samuel L. Jackson. I think he was in the Hateful 8. I actually need to relook it up. I haven't watched it since it came out. I need to make sure that that's actually a thing. I misremember stuff a lot. I need to make sure that that's actually a thing. Hateful 8. Because I think Samuel L. Jackson is in it. Isn't he? Yeah, he's one of the main characters. So yeah. Oh, Channing Tatum! Channing Tatum is in the Hateful 8? Didn't know that. Okay, he was. Okay, good to know. The Hateful Eight with Chris Samuel L. Jackson. And then it goes to the next movie in the Chris universe is 9. Oh wait, you know what? We need to make a little note. 9, the one where they tried something new and animated it. Because 9 was really weird in the Chris universe, in the Chris movies. Because 9 is fully animated, which I thought was kind of strange and a weird direction to take it in. Because none of these other movies are animated. So it was a very strange direction to take it in, to animate 9. Especially because, like, all of the other movies, like, most of these movies are Western movies. Like, this one, wait, where is it? This one is a Western, this one is a Western, and then this one is a Western. And they came out in the same year, which is really weird for movies, because usually when you get a series of movies, they don't come out in the same year. But these came out in the same year, so you know, that's how it goes sometimes. That's how it goes sometimes. And then after 9 is, I think, Ocean's 11? I think it's Ocean's, is there an Ocean's 10? Is there an Ocean's 10? No, there's only an Ocean's 11, 12, 13. Okay, and then next, in the Chris universe, they were speedrunning movie production. True, all of these movies pretty much came out, like, either near each other or literally in the same year. It's crazy. But you know what? Sometimes you have to speedrun movie production. Sometimes you do, because sometimes, your corporate overlords, they ask you to do things, and you gotta do it. Like, you gotta do it. You gotta speedrun the movie, I guess. The next movie in the Chris multiverse is Ocean's 11 1. Ocean's 11 Part 1 is Ocean's 11 10, is the 10th movie in the saga. But it is then followed. Hi, Patters. Welcome in. How you doing? How you doing today? We're doing something weird today. This is called the Chrisverse movies, and these are all movies that have Chris's in them. Don't look it up. I'm right. Fantastic Four 1, Chris Evans. Fantastic Four 2, Chris Evans, technically the 5th movie. Ridiculous 6 with Adam Sandler and Chris Taylor Lautner. The Magnificent 7 with Chris Pratt. The Hateful 8 with Chris Samuel L. Jackson. 9, the one where they tried something new and animated it. With Chris 9. Chris 9, I forgot to include that. With Chris 9. Weird and nice, but this is weird every day? No, this isn't weird. It's not, no. I'm not weird every day. The stream is sometimes normal, okay? The stream is sometimes normal. It's fine. The stream is sometimes normal. Ocean's 11 Part 1 with, what's the cast? I need to know the cast for Ocean's 11, actually. Cast. Where's the cast for this? With Chris George Clooney. Oh wait, Casey Affleck was in this. Casey Affleck's name is basically Chris. In this TED Talk, I will tell you why Casey Affleck's name is basically Chris. Yeah, this is a normal stream. It's not weird. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a normal stream. Chris George Clooney. Okay, this is the next one. Ocean's 11 Part 1 with Chris George Clooney. Was Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11 too? I don't remember. I'm gonna say he was. Ocean's 11 Part 2 with Chris Brad Pitt. That's how it goes. That, and then that's the next one. So these are what we have so far. And then, after Ocean's 11 comes... Yeah, you guys guessed it. I don't know if you guys are gonna guess this. It's Ocean's 13. Or sorry, Ocean's 12. And then we have the final movie in the series. Is Ocean's 13. Ocean's 13 with Chris, what's her name? She's really pretty. Oh my god, what's her name? She wears suits and she's very pretty. What's her name? Oh no, I've forgotten her name. She's so pretty. I'm gonna cry. I've forgotten the pretty woman's name. None of these people are in Ocean's 13. What the heck? Oh wait, it's Ocean's, I'm an idiot. I'm not an idiot, I'm just kidding. I'm not an idiot, I'm joking. Wait, then what's the one with the woman one? Ocean's 13. No, wait, which one's the... Which one is the Oceans movie that has the women? Oceans 11, women. Oceans 11, women. Oceans 11, Oceans. Oh, I see what happened. Because Oceans 11 with the women is Oceans 8. So it's actually a spin-off. They remade Oceans 11 with only women? Yeah, it's called Oceans 8. And there's actually a spin-off of The Hateful Eight. And that has a spin-off. That has a spin-off called Oceans 8. See, Oceans 8 is a spin-off of The Hateful Eight. And Oceans 8 has Pretty Woman. Oceans 8, the spin-off movie, has Chris Anne Hathaway in it, and also Chris Helena Bonham Carter in it, and also Chris Sandra Bullock, and also Chris Kate Blanchett, and Kate Blanchett was the one I was trying to think of when I was saying Pretty Woman. It's all very important to the lore. Exactly, Prism, you understand. And for Oceans 8, the entire cast was named Chris. It was named Chris something. They really went all out on Oceans 8. They made the entire cast was all named Chris, which is really weird, especially because I don't remember Kate Blanchett or Sandra Bullock being named Chris, but you know what? It's in the Chris multiverse, so it must be true that everyone in it was named Chris. I think this is how it works. I think that's canonically how it works. So see, we have the Chrisverse, and I think that this is the end of the Chrisverse, because I'm pretty sure that there have never been more Chris movies. I'm pretty sure there have never been more Chris movies. Oh, wait! I'm dumb. Okay, I'm dumb, because I just remembered the other Chris movies. Because we had Wolverine and Deadpool 3. We had Deadpool 3. I gotta move this down, because we gotta put Deadpool 3 on here. We had Deadpool 3, which had Chris Evans in it again. Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 with Chris Evans in it. With Chris Evans, and then we had Fantastic Four Part 1, which was the third movie. So technically, even though Deadpool 3 came out the most recently, Deadpool 3 is the first movie in the Chrisverse. Even though it didn't come out in order, Deadpool 3 is the first movie, hi Ghosty, in the Chrisverse movies. So, Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four 1, Fantastic Four 2, The Ridiculous Six with Adam Sandler. And don't forget, the Fantastic Four 2 is technically the fifth movie. And then we have The Ridiculous Six with Adam Sandler, Chris Taylor Lautner. We have The Magnificent Seven with Chris Pratt. We have The Hateful Eight with Chris Samuel Jackson. And then the spin-off movie did The Hateful Eight, Oceans 8, where the entire cast was named Chris. They were all named Chris. You don't have to look it up. That's true. I would never lie to you, chat. I would never lie to you. And then we have 9, the one where they tried something new and animated it with Chris 9. Chris 9 was in the credits somewhere. You don't have to look it up. It's a true fact. He made the main character. And then we had Oceans 11 Part 1 with Chris George Clooney. Oceans 11 Part 2 with Chris Brad Pitt. And then Oceans 12 with Chris Matt Damon. And then Oceans 13 with Chris. Just with Chris. There's no like last name. It's just Chris. He was just credited as Chris. So yeah. This is the Chris multiverse. Look, everything's fine. This is my Chris theory, my Chrisverse movies, and all of you need to watch the Chrisverse in this style. Hateful Eight and then Oceans 8. Oceans 8 is a great movie. Hateful Eight is also, it's a Guillermo del Toro movie if I remember correctly. And I didn't hate it. I was also just very young, and yeah, you would have to look it up, but still. 9 is pretty good. Oceans 11 pretty good. Oceans 11 Part 2 also pretty good. Oceans 12. I think they lost their spark there. Deadpool 3. No, you have to watch both 8 movies at the same time. Oh, you know what? You're right, but I think that they have really, really different runtimes. To be fair. Wait. Wait. Hateful 8 runtime. Okay, Hateful 8 has an almost 3-hour movie runtime. And then how long is Oceans 8? Ocean 8 runtime. Okay, Oceans 8 runtime is 1 hour and 51. So, you can either start them at the same time, or you can halfway through the Hateful 8 start Oceans 8. Where did the Jurassic World movies fall? Prism, you're right. Because I think that the Jurassic Park movies splinter off, like, here maybe? Like after Deadpool 3. Let me make this a little bit bigger. And I think that this is the end of the Chrisverse. I think that here Deadpool 3 splits off into Jurassic World 4 or Jurassic Park 4. What is Jurassic Park 4? Jurassic Park 4. Jurassic Park 4. I like how the first Google search that when I typed it into the search bar was Jurassic Park hot guy. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does Jurassic Park hot guy mean? I have never looked that up. I have never looked up Jurassic Park hot guy in my entire life. I have never looked that up. I know his name. It's the hot guy from Jurassic Park. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Jurassic Park 4, right? Jurassic Park 4. Is it Jurassic World? No, I think Deadpool 3 goes into Jurassic Park. So Deadpool 3 goes into Jurassic Park. Probably shirtless Jeff Goldblum. Excuse me. I think his name is actually pronounced Geff Goldblum. Geff Goldblum. Just like GIF, it's pronounced Geff Goldblum. I think I'm right on that. Don't look it up. I'm right. Exactly. Shirtless Jeff Goldblum is exactly probably what I looked up like months ago and then forgot about it. I probably looked it up on stream. And don't bug me. You haven't done anything wrong. Chris Jeff Goldblum, I think. You're right, Prism. Okay. Jurassic Park with hot Chris Geff Goldblum. I'm still going with hot Chris Jeff Goldblum. Jurassic Park with hot Chris Jeff Goldblum. Oh my god, it's still bugging. My head dead. My tail came off. My head dead. No. Oh, it stopped. Okay, cool. My head dead is safe another day. Thank you. My head dead. It's safe another day. Wahaha. Okay, so Jurassic Park with hot Chris Jeff Goldblum, and then you guys might think, oh, Jurassic Park. You know, Jurassic Park. What goes next? Little do you know. Little do you guys know. It goes into, wait, let's see if it'll show up. Godzilla versus Kong. Little do you guys know, it actually goes into Godzilla versus Kong featuring Chris King Kong. Godzilla vs. Kong featuring Chris King Kong. That is King Kong's full name. So you guys know, it is Godzilla vs. Kong featuring Chris King Kong. That's his full name. So we have Jurassic Park. It goes into Godzilla vs. Kong. And then, surprisingly, another surprise for you, chat. And then it goes into, you won't believe this. I don't think you guys will believe this. It actually goes into the apartments.com commercials. Apartments.com commercials. It all goes around back to Chris Jeff Goldblum. You have to watch all of the apartments.com commercials featuring Chris Jeff Goldblum. Only the ones where he's hot. I'm just kidding. Pigeon, I need to make sure that you agree with me on the Chrisverse movies. So, we start with Deadpool 3, Deadpool versus Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine, whatever it's called, because it has Chris Evans and it's the third movie. We then go to Fantastic Four 1 with Chris Evans again. We then go to Fantastic Four 2 with Chris Evans. Technically, it's the fifth movie in the franchise. And then we go to The Ridiculous Six with Adam Sandler and Chris Taylor Lautner. That's his full name. It's Chris Pratt in this list. It's funny you say that, Paige, because The Magnificent Seven with Chris Pratt. Right here, with Chris Pratt, right there. And then it goes down to The Hateful Eight with Chris Samuel Jackson, which spins off into Ocean's 8, where the entire cast is actually named Chris. I bet you guys didn't know that. Everyone in the Ocean's 8 cast.
Does this happen before the Chris catastrophe?
It does. It actually happens after the Chris catastrophe, where everyone canonically is named Chris. The christening. Yeah, exactly, Benji. The christening. This is the christening. And then it goes down to And then it goes down to 9, the one where they tried something new and animated with Chris 9, who is the main character. And then it goes into Ocean's 11 Part 1, Ocean's 11 Part 1 with Chris George Clooney, Ocean's 11 Part 2 with Chris Brad Pitt, Ocean's 12 with Chris Matt Damon, Ocean's 11 with Chris. Just Chris. And then we go back up. And then there's spin-off movies to Deadpool 3 with Chris Evans. Chris 9, not to be mistaken with John 9. Exactly, you understand me. And also not to be mistaken with Mickey 17. Weird question, but did the carbon monoxide leak in your room start again? No! What makes you think that? No! What makes you think that? No! Maxim, what makes you think that? I've been very, very hard at work. I have a board about the Chrisverse. I've been thinking really hard about this. I've been thinking, no, why would you ask if the carbon monoxide leak is happening in my thing again? Hi, Juniper, welcome in. This is the Chrisverse. I'm gonna make Tab edit this down, and he's gonna be like, what in the heck are you talking about? I'm gonna be like, thank you, buddy. And he's gonna be like, what are you talking about? Can you let me into the basement? I'm gonna be like, talk about Chrisverse. I need to talk about the Chrisverse. I've been working really hard on this. I promise. This is my Pepe Sylvia. It's not the carbon monoxide that it has to be too much oxygen. That too. I do have asthma. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but still. Okay, Jurassic Park with hot Chris Jeff Goldblum, and it's a spin-off from Deadpool 3 with Chris Evans. And then it goes into Godzilla vs. Kong featuring Chris King Kong. This is the spin-off series of Deadpool 3 with Chris Evans. And then it goes into, believe it or not, Apartments.com commercials featuring Chris Jeff Goldblum. And then, you guys, you aren't gonna believe this. It goes into, you guys aren't gonna believe this. It actually goes into, have you ever watched Ted? What's it called? Ted, the thing on Apple TV, Ted, Apple TV Ted Lasso. It goes into Ted Lasso. This goes into Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso, Apple TV, and then, yes, Teddy versus the Forces of Evil, it also goes into that. And then it goes into, this actually, Ted Lasso Apple TV actually goes into Ocean's 8. And then Ocean's 8, which is a spin-off of The Hateful Eight, but also a spin-off of Deadpool 3. Wait, also a spin-off of Deadpool 3. It goes to, Ocean's 8 goes into, it actually does, in fact, go into Deltarune.
Koopas. Bury me in cheese. Lou, stand down.
What?
And at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. I am so pumped up! Mamma mia.
Deltarune. And you know what comes out tomorrow? Featuring Chris Pratt. Actually featuring Chris Pratt. Hi, Nat, welcome back. Yeah, there's no flaw in this timeline at all. And then, Deltarune. Chat, you aren't gonna believe this. I know, chat, you aren't gonna believe this, though. Deltarune featuring Chris Pratt actually goes into Silk Song, starring Chris Hornet. You guys aren't gonna believe this. It actually goes, Ocean's 8 goes to Deltarune featuring Chris Pratt, goes into Silk Song starring Chris Hornet. How many spin-offs do we know until its original idea? Well, Silk Song, but wait for this. And then Silk Song starring Chris Hornet goes into the Mario movie. Movie featuring Chris Pratt. And then, you won't believe this, chat. You won't believe this. And then, all of this actually, wait, let's see if this works. All of this actually goes up and connects to The Magnificent Seven featuring Chris Pratt. You guys understand what I'm saying, right? You guys understand it, right? I haven't lost any of you, right? You guys are understanding this, right? Right, chat? You guys are understanding exactly what I'm saying, right? Okay, so the paths are the same but different. Exactly! It's just like multiverse games. Yes, it's just like a multiverse game. It's like, okay, you guys know Silk Song comes out tomorrow, right? You guys know Silk Song comes out tomorrow, right? It's true. It's actually true. Hi, Cookie, welcome in. What kind of tinfoil hat theory is this? I've been thinking really, really hard about this, Juniper. I've been lost since the start. Hey. It's fine. It's fine. There's no flaws in the timeline. But this timeline, this spin-off series right here, this one right here, what we're calling the weird Chrisverse movies, the weird Chrisverse spin-offs is what we're gonna call this one. The weird Chrisverse spin-offs is what we're calling this one, because they're all spin-offs of the original timeline. No, my childhood is ruined! I'm sorry! The weird Chrisverse spin-offs is what we're calling this one. And then, in the spin-offs, we go down the Mario movie featuring Chris Pratt. But little do you know, where does Adventure Time fit into this? Oh, I got you. I got you. Adventure Time is actually a spin-off of, believe it or not, Silk Song. But what about Chris Redfield? Oh, don't even get me into it. Adventure Time is a spin-off. Adventure Time is a spin-off of Silk Song starring Chris Hornet. And then the next one, the Mario movie featuring Chris Pratt, is actually, the next one is Resident Evil, but only 8. Only 8. Only 8. The Mario movie, and then Resident Evil 8. If we're reading this graph correctly, you could be stuck in a cycle if you go from Hateful 8 to the other path, only to be brought up. Yes, exactly. It's like Snakes and Ladders. Snakes and Ladders? Yeah, that's what it's called. It's like Chutes and Ladders. Sorry, it's like Chutes and Ladders. Where, you know, if you mess up and you go from the Hateful 8 to Ocean's 8, and then you go back down and you go to the Mario movie and you keep doing that, you get stuck in a loop. Where does Crash Bandicoot fall in this universe? Actually, believe it or not, Adventure Time. Believe it or not, Crash? Did you know that Crash Bandicoot's middle name is actually Chris? Crash? Chris Bandicoot? Bandicoot? Crash Chris Bandicoot is a spin-off of Adventure Time. Yeah, of course, I'm happy to put more insight onto the Chrisverse movies. I'm happy to help you guys explore the Chrisverse movies. So, again, we have Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 has a spin-off. This is where the spin-offs. What about Christopher Lee? Oh gosh darn it. I forgot about Winnie the Pooh too. Does that mean Lord of the Rings? Okay, so here's the thing. Thank you for the follow, Raptor. Welcome to the Fun Club, darling. And hi, Hanukkah. I forgot to say hi, but hi. Did you know that Crash Chris Bandicoot was made by Bumblegum Princess and that's why he got a movie? True. Okay, so there's also a different universe. Let me make this a little bit bigger on this side. There's also an entirely different Chrisverse called the Fantasy Chrisverse. Fantasy Chrisverse. And the Fantasy Chrisverse is totally different than the middle normal timeline Chrisverse movies. So, the normal Chrisverse movies follow this thing and this thing. But then there's the Fantasy Chrisverse, which is completely different, and the weird Chrisverse spin-offs. The Fantasy Chrisverse actually starts with, believe it or not, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Blood and Honey. It's a really bad movie, but you know what? It's fine. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Where does Christmas fit in? It also fits in the Fantasy Chrisverse. It is actually after Lord of the Rings. So, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey then leads into, believe it or not, Star Wars. I know Star Wars isn't fantasy, but technically sci-fi is just fantasy, but in space. So, Star Wars, or as I like to call it, Chris Wars. The Chris Wars. Also, the Chris Wars. And then, yes, exactly, Pidge. And then the Star Wars goes into Walken. Junie, you forgot so many famous Chris's. It's fine. Chris. Walken Chris. And then Walken Chris goes into Chris of the Rings. Lord of the Chris's. Lord of the Chris's. And then from Lord of the Chris's, it goes into Christmas. And what happens after Christmas? What happens during Christmas? You guys want to know what happens during Christmas? You guys want to know what happens during Christmas? You want to know who makes Christmas happen? That's right. That's right. That's right. You want to know who makes Christmas happen? Chris Nolan. Chris Nolan. Chris Nolan makes Christmas happen. Chris Nolan makes Christmas happen. Sorry, I didn't mean to go so fast. I apologize, being sorry. I'm sorry. And where does Everybody Hates Chris go in this universe? It's actually a different spinoff. So Everyone Hates Chris is actually over here. It goes here. Everyone Hates Chris is here. Everyone Hates Chris is right here. There we go. It goes right here. It's a spinoff since it's a show. So the Chrisverse goes into Fantasy Chrisverse. To be fair, Meeksor, half of the words I'm saying are completely made up and I'm not keeping up at all. I'm not understanding anything I'm saying. I'm not keeping up with myself, to be fair. So I completely understand. And I think that this is the end of the Chrisverse. So we have the Fantasy Chrisverse. Fantasy Chrisverse starts with Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It goes to Star Wars, Chris Wars, Walkin', parentheses, Chris. It goes into Lord of the Chris's. It goes into Christmas, and who makes Christmas happen? Chris Nolan. I know, it's crazy. And then, it totally makes sense this should be the new Bible. You mean the Book of Chris? Yeah, I agree. Oh my god, Christina Aguilera is in the gender bent universe. Okay, Christina Aguilera is actually next, after Chris Nolan. She is also the reason for Christmas. Christina Aguilera. And this, actually, Christina Aguilera then goes into, believe it or not, Ocean's 11. This is the Chrisverse. This is the Chrisverse. But what if Christian doesn't go anywhere. Christian does not exist anywhere in this timeline. They do not exist anywhere in this timeline. They are not in these movies. I was about to say, no, Christian is a real person. He's the devil from the Bible. It's me, the devil from the Bible, here to convince you to sin. No, I will never sin. Fine, I'll sin. My favorite sin is lying. The Chris Udi movie. So, anyway, this is the list. And then Resident Evil. Sonic 2, no! Wait, Resident Evil 8 goes into Sonic 2. And that's the list. This is the Chrisverse movies. I will now be taking questions. I will now be taking questions about the Chrisverse. Is Star Trek really far along in this? Oh wait! I forgot about Star Trek! Star Trek. Also known as Christar Trek. Also known as Christar Trek. And Christar Trek, actually, after you watch Ocean's 11 part 1, you go on to Christar Trek, right here. Okay, why did you kind of ruin everyone's childhood? I didn't ruin anyone's childhood, this is fine. I'm not Lilo and Stitch. I didn't ruin anyone's. Were you recently diagnosed with auto-brewery syndrome? No, I'm not drunk. No, I am perfectly sober and not poisoned at all. I am sober, and this is my list. And then after Star Trek, also known as Christar Trek, and okay, Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare before Chris, I can't spell Christmas. And then Nightmare Before Christmas, actually, the next one is actually Galaxy Chris Quest. Galaxy Chris Quest, which is a great movie with Tim Allen, the guy who plays, what's his face? what's his face in those one movies, and a bunch of other people, and this is a list. Christopher Columbus, Judy, we've recorded the most important screw Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus doesn't have anything on Christina Aguilera or Chris Nolan or Lord of the Chris's or Walkin' Chris. He does not count. He did unspeakable things. He does not count. He does not get anywhere on this list. He doesn't get anywhere on this list. He's not. I'm sorry, I might be a little, I don't know what's going on with me. I might have autoimmune syndrome. I will now take questions. Yeah, Galaxy Coast is a really, really good movie. I will now take any questions you guys might have about the Chrisverse. I will now be taking Christopher Eccleston! I forgot about Doctor Who! Yeah, I forgot about Doctor Who. And actually, okay, wait, where are we gonna put Doctor Who? Doctor Who goes here. Doctor Who. And then Doctor Who goes here. Doctor Who. I'm gonna make someone edit this, and they're gonna be like, what the heck are you talking about? Doctor Who! This is the Chrisverse! I knew you forgot something? Yeah, I definitely forgot Christopher Eccleston. Okay, so, questions. Do you guys have any questions on my Chrisverse movies and my other Chrisverse media? I will now take questions from the crowd. Anything. If there's no questions, I will move on if enough. What if Walker's Crisps? I've actually never, wait, are those like chips? Fave Crisps? I've never had them. We don't have them here in the US. I don't know. I guess it would go into food, maybe? Like I think it would go into food-based Chris's. I think that's what it would go into. And then there would be Walker's Crisps. Is Thor, aka Chris Hemsworth, overlooking this timeline? Yes, he is basically, okay, let me put this in. Walker's Crisps. And then, let me put this in really quick. Actually, Walker's Crisps and Jurassic Park actually connect. You have to eat Walker's Crisps while watching Jurassic Park. And actually, Chris Hemsworth Thor. So, he's up here. Chris Hemsworth Thor oversees the Chrisverse movies just like how he oversees every lesbian. And that is a true fact. You guys can look that up. Okay. And that's a true fact. Chris Hemsworth looks over. He is the god of the Chrisverse movies. I like how he's the god of lesbians. And that's actually a real thing. You can look that up. This is the Chrisverse. Wait, you sleep? No, that's why I have the eye bags. This is the Chrisverse. Perfection, just perfection. Thank you. I know, it's beautiful, isn't it? I post on Twitter and go, what do you think this is about? I'm gonna go ahead and save our Chrisverse, and I'm gonna put it on the Discord and also on Twitter. I don't think anymore too. It's hard to think, okay? People don't want to admit it, but thinking is hard. People don't want to admit it, but thinking is hard. That's why I have billboards full of red tape and stuff. And red ropes, and also a bunch of things. Love the Chris combo. It's a pretty good combo. Wait, let me put it in the general thing really quickly. Let me put it in the Discord general really quickly for you guys. That's why what I do is I make a board. A Crownfo if you would! Yeah, the Chris combo is great. I make a board and I tape everything together on the board and also pin it. And then I get red rope and I take the red ropes and I put them on each picture until eventually they all make sense. And finally, everything makes sense again. I am getting a normal amount of sleep every night. I am getting 8 hours of sleep every night, except for a Sunday where I got 12 hours of sleep. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Guys, I be the terrifying ADHD within. I am the ADHD within. Everything's fine. Oh my god, I talked about the Chrisverse for an hour? I didn't realize I talked about it for an hour. Sorry about that, guys. It's actually the best conversation I've had in my life so far. Yeah, it's a good conversation. It was so enlightening. I now see the whole cinematic universe in a new, more comprehensible light. Guys, it made perfect sense to you guys, right? Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four 1, Fantastic Four 2, Ridiculous 6, Magnificent 7, Hateful Eight is just 9. The entire Ocean series. This is the Chrisverse. Jurassic Park movies. Godzilla vs. Kong. TheApartments.com commercials. Ted Lasso. Deltarune. Silk Song. The Marty movie. Resident Evil 8. Sonic 2! Adventure Time. Chris Bandicoot. Doctor Who. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Star Wars. Rocket. More of the Chris's. Christmas. Chris Nolan. Christina Aguilera. Star Trek. Nightmare Before Christmas. Galaxy Quest. Walker's Crisps. Everyone hates Chris. Chris Hemsworth Thor. Do I need a therapist? Do I need a therapist? My brain just got fried by 2. It's beautiful. Thank you, Prism. No, thank you, Prism. Guys, do I need therapy? Do you think that would help? So I feel coming in. Do I need therapy? I'm welcome in. I'm dying. My stomach hurts. I'm laughing. I'm having one of those moments where you laugh so hard that your stomach hurts. Gosh, no, everyone else needs therapy. Yeah, we all need therapy except me. We all need therapy. Kirby!
You can't keep getting away with it!
Yeah, that's what it looks like in my head. Kirby loves the Chris lore. Excuse me. It's actually, we actually didn't get into, we actually didn't get into, the other lore that has, I am in a normal state of mind. I am completely normal right now. I do not have any problems. I just want to talk about the Chrisverse. I've been thinking about the Chrisverse for a really, really long time. I'm not joking. I've been thinking about it for a very long time, and now I have told you guys about Chrisverse. Yeah, it's a universe where Kirby is the supreme god above all. Exactly. Exactly. I have told you guys about the Chrisverse now. And this thing, by the way, the Chrisverse has been in my mind for a stupid long time. Chrisverse or curse? Pigeon, it's both. Pigeon, let's be honest. It's both. Pidge, let's be honest. It's both.
Writing. Oh, nothing. Drawing. Drawing conclusions.
Drawing conclusions, me! That whole scene is literally me. What are you doing? Writing? No. Drawing conclusions. And conclusions, you know. You gotta do it because of the conclusions. Because of the implications. Because of the conclusions. Drawing conclusions. It's literally what it feels like. I literally feel like Pepe Sylvia, but it's me. That's the worst part. I'm totally sane. This is the face of a woman you can trust. Wait. This is the face of a woman you can trust. Trust me. Oh, I'm spinning. Why am I spinning? Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. You can trust me. Trust me. Wait, where are my glasses? You can trust me. You can trust me. I've never done anything wrong. I have never lied to chat. I would never lie to chat. You can trust me. Chat, what's your favorite movie in the Chrisverse? Mine is Ocean's 8. I like the Ocean's 8. I trust you 100%. Yeah! Chat! Yee! Of course, chat should always trust me, right? I've never stirred you wrong, right, chat? I'll trust you with my pet rock. Hey, that'll be okay with me. I've never stirred you wrong, chat. Jurassic Park? Yes, I also like Jurassic Park. Hi, Noble. I also really like Jurassic Park, to be fair. I also really like Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a good movie, to be fair. I really like it. I enjoy it. Well, I guess my ears are back. It's okay. Chat, I think it's time. Oh my gosh. Okay. We gotta go onto the game. We're never gonna get to the game. If we don't go onto the game now, we're never gonna get onto the game. Can you do machine gun sounds, Jubis?